Are you planning a destination wedding? If you are, here are some reasons why you do not want to book your wedding directly with the resort. Hi, this is Jack with Vacationese. Okay, I know this sounds crazy, but you do not want to book your wedding directly with the resort. As I've talked about weeks ago, you do want to find a travel planner to work with. Now, I want to give you my 5 reasons why I don't think you should book your wedding with a resort and should book it with a travel planner. The first reason is price. I know you think that if you contact the resort directly, they're going to give you the best price. No, that is not correct. There's a lot of time that when we travel planners that specialize in destination weddings will give you a proposal, our prices will be the same, if not better, than the resorts. Now, sometimes we even get additional perks. Many times we can include transportation to and from the airport. That's really important. In some places, that could be worth $100 per person. Other times, we can get you better incentives than the resorts will give you directly. You ask why? The resorts sometimes, in my mind, just think, hey, if you're contacting them directly, you're already sold on them. And there's no reason for them to lose additional money by giving you additional perks. Now you say, what kind of perks? How about free rooms? How about private events? How about some spa credits? How about maybe a cocktail party or a room upgrade? So there's a lot of things that we see in the travel industry that we can give to our clients that we find the resorts may not be giving directly to you if you contact them directly. Now here's another reason, and this, if you've contacted the resorts, you understand what I'm saying, communications. If you have contacted a resort directly looking for a proposal or getting information, you're probably aware that sometimes they don't get back to you. If they do, it takes them forever. If you try to call them, you get lost in voicemail quagmire of some third country that you don't even know where you're calling, and they are just not good of doing follow-up. Now, you would think if that's how bad they are during the sales process, if you do book with them, I can only tell you it's going to be worse. Our experience is that if you do book with the sales team, which are sometimes based in the US, and you're hosting a wedding in Mexico or the Caribbean, then once you book with them, they will send you down to someone either at the resort or a call center or a reservation team that is offshore. Now, you say, what does this really matter to me, Jack? Well, here's why it matters. Because when your guests are ready to book, most of the resorts will say, well, we'll give you a link, and you can give that link to your guests. Okay, that sounds great. But what if your guests have questions? Maybe they've never been to that resort. Maybe they've never been to an all-inclusive. Maybe they want to come early. They want to stay late. Maybe they want a different room upgrade. Or maybe they want to share a room with someone else. So my experience is that when you're working with the resort, the communications will drive your guests crazy. What does that mean to you? Your guests are going to be calling you, complaining that the resort's not responding, asking you about the resort. So again, I would say to you, number 2 reason why you don't want to book directly with resort is because the lack of or the poor communications I have seen with the resorts when we work with them, yet alone when you work with them. Now, number 3, and I think this is important, if you're working directly with a resort, do you really think you're going to get an honest opinion or a comparison of that resort compared to another resort or another experience? No. The likelihood of any of those people you're talking to at the resort know anything about another destination, if you're asking them, hey, can you compare Cancun to Punta Cana or St. Lucia or wherever it is? Or if you're asking them, even in that given market, can you tell me about a competitor's resort on why I should book your resort versus theirs? They probably haven't been to any of these resorts, and if they have, do you really think that if we're representing one resort, they're going to give you an honest opinion? I don't think so. If you're working with a travel planner or a wedding planner that is experienced in doing destination weddings, you will get honest opinions. The problem I see is today, between social media and good marketing, a 3-star resort can market themselves like a 5-star resort. They can get fake reviews posted, and you get sucked into that booking with them directly, because if you ask them any of that, they're going to have the company line and tell you what they want you to hear versus the reality. And the problem is, what happens is we get called by you when you're in that contract saying, oh my gosh, here are the problems I'm having. How can you help me, Jack? And the problem is, once you're under contract and your guests are booked, we can't. So again, I would say to you, if you want an honest opinion of working with the resort, you probably won't get that with the resort. You'll get the facts and the information they want to provide you about the resort. But if you want information comparing one resort versus the other, a travel planner is the way to go. Okay, so we've talked about all this stuff related to working with a resort before you book your wedding. Let me give you some other reasons why, and this would be my 4th reason why, but this would be the experience after you've booked your wedding, if you do it directly with the resort, would be your guests. Now, how is it going to work when your guests have questions about the resort? You're going to tell them, call the resort. Have you ever tried calling a 3,000 room, an 800 room resort in Mexico? Can you dial that resort from your cell phone or your home phone? Can you email them? Are they going to WhatsApp you? Are they going to text you? How are you going to get accurate information from the resort? Because now you're done with sales. It's your guest problem now, which becomes your problem. What if the guests want to know about the restaurants? What if they're vegan? What if they want to know, can they get a room close to someone else? What if they want to extend their stay? The likelihood is, in working with the resort directly, the communications after the fact is going to really be poor, and the ability for your guests to have a non-frustrating experience is going to be pretty minimal. An answer to my question is yes, they will get frustrated. Our experience is the resorts will typically provide a link to you or a promo code and tell you to go to some website and have your guests make their booking. And if anything goes wrong, there's typically no one to help them out. When you are working with a travel planner, an experienced travel planner on destination weddings, you will have someone there to help all your guests, answer their questions. Here is something interesting. What we find is 50% of guests attending a destination wedding have never been to an all-inclusive and have a lot of questions. And that's what we, Vacationese, someone like us, are here for, to alleviate the stress and strain on your guests coming to you and asking you questions. Now, I'm going to lump this last, my 5th reason, into a bunch of things. First of all, think about this. If you book directly and your guests want to make payments every month, is that going to be possible? My experience is no. A lot of the hotels will say, give us a deposit, and then we're automatically going to charge the card on file. And if it fails, we may cancel the room. So a lot of times we hear from guests, hey, I want to make a payment every month. I want to switch credit cards. There's 2 of us in the room. Each of us are paying separately. Most of the resort systems that we have seen do not allow for this. So that's really important. What if one guest wants to come on Tuesday and the next one in that room wants to come on Wednesday and they're both staying till Saturday? Most of the systems the resorts have will not allow for that. So the flexibility for your guests is not there in booking with the resort directly. And I think the key with a destination wedding, or one of them, is making sure that your guests have an amazing, amazing experience. The other thing is you need an advocate. And if you're working directly with the resort, I'll bet you're not going to really have an advocate that can tell you true life experiences in working with that resort, what's going to happen if a problem happens, who can help solve that problem for you. Does the resort even provide transportation to and from the airport, or do they think you're just going to do it on your own, or all your guests are going to get stranded when they land? There are a lot of reasons. So these are just 5 of my reasons on why you should not book your destination wedding directly with the resort. So you're asking, what's the alternative? Find a travel planner such as Vacationese, someone that understands how to do destination weddings. Your travel planner will help you find the right resort, look at different resorts, and ultimately manage the experience for you and your guests once you book the resort. This is Jack with Vacation Ease, and I hope you are going to have a great destination wedding.